Well, hello and welcome to the Buddha Brunch. I'm Ned Kelly. Today I have a very special, a new friend of mine, Kim Crawford. Hi, Kim.
Hello.
Thanks for being on the show today.
Well, thank you.
Kim has recently found Vipassana, Buddhism, and some other spiritual practices. I met you about 6 weeks ago attending Unity Sangha led by Robert Brummett. And what did we do this past weekend?
We had a retreat at Unity Village with Mr. Brummett.
With Mr. Brummett, or Reverend Brummett, or Yogi Brummett, whatever we want to call him. Robert is good. 3-day intensive retreat. That was the first one. Actually, I've done shorter ones, but that was the first 3-day retreat I've done for Vipassana meditation. And yours as well, right?
Yes, it was.
Now, I've been practicing with Robert off and on for about 7 years, but like I said, Kim is fairly new to the practice. I thought it would be interesting to get her take on things today. So why don't we start with your background, your religious, your spiritual upbringing. What were you raised, so to speak?
I did not go to church at all. I really don't have a spiritual background until maybe 7 or 8 months ago. I just started the journey.
Well, excellent. And what was there anything significant that happened about 7 or 8 months ago?
I was starting meditation. I was kind of working with, some social anxiety issues and found meditation was suggested. And I tried it, and it was a little difficult, but I thought maybe if I could go to a group, that would help a little bit. And so I did a search on meditation and found a Center for Spiritual Living had a meditation. And so I went and I did the meditation and also stayed for services. And I've been going ever since, every Sunday.
That's CSL in Kansas City with Chris Michaels?
Yes.
Excellent. I've been there a few times. I really enjoyed his service as well. Yeah, good stuff. I identify a little more with Unity, but Unity and CSL, or Center for Spiritual Living, but with a religious science background, are in the same family of New Thought. Well, excellent. And then like we said, about 6 weeks ago, you found the Sangha at Unity Village with Robert. So you were just kind of craving more meditation, more outlets, more ways to practice?
Yes, Mr. Brummett had a mini retreat at the center, and I really enjoyed it. And at the retreat, he talked about his Sangha.
On this 3-day retreat that we just did, how was that for you, overall experience?
I enjoyed it. It was a variety of different type of meditations, a little walking, some yoga. It was a good mixture.
Yeah. Was there anything about it that surprised you, that you were not expecting during the weekend?
No, it was pretty close to what like the mini retreat. It kind of had the structure of walking and meditation mixture.
Right, seated meditation, walking meditation, some time for discussion and instruction.
Yes.
Yeah, we enter into the noble silence. That was one of the challenging parts for me, where you're really not talking to your neighbors unless it's necessary, like, hey, get off of my foot, or that sort of thing. And I tend to want to make eye contact and talk and joke around with people. So we're there around and in and with each other and connecting in a way, but not in a normal social kind of way.
Yeah, that was a little uncomfortable because you wanted to talk to people and you really couldn't do that.
Yeah, I noticed by Saturday you were getting a bit stir crazy, I think.
Yes.
I'm just saying. So was I, actually. Let's see. And there was a conference. Did you do a private conference with Robert?
I did.
And how was it? It's private, so you don't have to talk about it. But how was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was good to actually be able to speak one-on-one with Robert.
Me too. He just kind of sits there and says, and how is that? Or how did that feel for you? And I thought I was all, experiencing a lot of happiness this weekend, but he just a couple of little questions, just kind of like, boop, and like, ah, bawling, realizing there's some other stuff going on, some profound sadness under there. So getting in touch with that in a really painful but good good way. What was the most challenging part of the weekend for you?
Probably what you mentioned, not being able to talk to the peers at all.
Or how about for your Vipassana, your insight practice in general, meditation practice in general, challenges along the way?
Oh, that monkey brain topic is probably the most challenging to keep from just letting the thoughts roam.
I think that's it. Mara mind, the monkey.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm always. I usually notice lots of conversation, my voice and or somebody else's voice in my head, often having a debate, and even if I win that debate in my head, I still go back to it. Didn't we resolve this already? No, I still want to have that conversation again. It's interesting.
He told us, don't start thinking about all the things you need to do as soon as you leave. And of course I did that. I started thinking about all the things I had to get done.
Well, yeah, he did. He said to be aware of that, to notice that. I don't think he was saying you're doing it wrong if that happens.
Yeah.
Just like anything else, just notice that's going to be the tendency that might come up. So Kim, it sounds like you're trying lots of different things. You're exploring. You're testing out these new spiritual practices through church, through CSL and unity, meditation practices. What else have you sampled? What else have you tasted along the way?
Some yoga.
Yoga.
And just taking classes at CSL to learn about the foundations and just reading a lot. I'm going to try the singing bowls. I haven't gone yet. I want to see that.
Singing bowl meditation. Yeah, those are great. So this kind of is a new phase in your life. Finding spirituality.
Yes.
Are there any revelations that you've had along the way and over these past 6 or 8 months?
I think just getting to know more about what I think and feel instead of just following, society's beliefs or what I was surrounded with growing up, and just finding that I have very different beliefs than what I was, raised with or surrounded with.
Excellent, and it sounds like you've found some really safe channels, some opportunities to do that where you can explore.
Yes.
Yeah, without worry of being told that's wrong, it seems like that.
I feel safe when I'm at CSL or Unity because I'm surrounded with other like-minded people. It's secure to feel that way.
One of the topics that has come up, it came up this past weekend, the idea of positive thinking in Unity and in New Thought in CSL. You can focus your thoughts and create the reality you want. Health, happiness, success, all those things through the power of the law of mind action, or the law of attraction, or whatever you want to call it. That's one concept. And then another concept, this idea of equanimity in Buddhism, of accepting, simply noticing that which is, and in a sense making peace with it. Not suffering through trying to change, trying to get something more, or to get rid of something that is. And I love those two topics. I love both of them, and I've studied and practiced both of them. And I love the playing with the kind of contradiction of them.
Yeah, I first started off with the positive thinking at CSL, and I think for the first time this weekend was introduced to Equanimity,
the other,
the other.
that idea of accepting.
Yes, it kind of blew me away when I first heard about that. I was like, oh, yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Did it ruin things for you? Did it change things for you?
A little bit, because it makes me realize that just thinking positively isn't necessarily going to give you the peace that you're really after.
Go ahead.
I don't think that, there was a specific way to find out how to get to that content place where you are feeling fulfilled.
Because I believe it works. The positive thinking, the secret. You can you get those things through not just thinking about them and praying about them and affirming those things, but then acting upon, taking action and making them happen in your life. I think it's absolutely true that it works.
I believe that too.
The law of attraction works, and we do create a reality. And so then what?
And then it's the next thing you want, and then the next.
There's this idea that there'll always be that craving for something more.
Yeah.
So that's kind of intriguing. This has just been thrown in your face.
I just not realized that. That's true.
Well, I've been playing with those two concepts for many a year, and I do think there's a way to find to integrate them. To the translative journey of let's change and create the success, and the transformative journey of let's go deeper into the oneness, or the reality of the universe. I think those can be integrated. By the way, I think Chris Michaels does a great job of that. The couple of services I've seen and when I've heard him speak, I think he does a great job of speaking to both of those journeys. So I wish you well on this newfound seeming contradiction of the seeming two-in-one journey. I wish you well on that. I'm sure you're up for the task.
Thank you.
We'll touch base again 6 months from now, a year from now, and see where you are with that. And you'll have it all figured out by then.
Oh, of course.
Well, Kim, I appreciate you very much for taking part in the Buddha Brunch. You can like the Buddha Brunch on Facebook. You can subscribe to Ned Kelly Video on YouTube. And if you find these videos and projects helpful, please support me on patreon.com. Thanks very much, and namaste.